The ABB Formula E Championship is introducing a new feature called Pit Boost to add a different strategic element to the races. Now, you might be wondering, what is Pit Boost? Now, according to Formula E, it's an innovative mid-race feature that provides a 10% energy increase through a 30-second, 600-kilowatt rapid recharge in the pit lane. Now, the goal of Pit Boost is to make the teams and drivers weigh the benefits of having an in-race energy boost versus the risk of losing on-track position. Choosing the right moment to do the Pit Boost could make or break someone's race. Now, this will be a totally separate thing from attack mode. So strategists will have that and Pit Boost to consider during each race. No more than 2 pit crew members will be allowed to work on the car during a pit boost stop, plus 1 member to assist with stopping and releasing the car. A pit boost will only be allowed 1 car at a time per team and not simultaneously. Now, this new feature will only be available for select races, and it'll debut on February 14th and 15th at the Jeddah E-Prix doubleheader weekend in Saudi Arabia, the photo courtesy of Formula E. I've just remembered that that's going to be a Valentine's Day Friday, and it's going to be an evening race. Oh dear, what a shame. Yeah. So, could Pit Boost make the Formula E races more interesting, or was this new strategic element unnecessary?
They've been talking about doing this for, it seems like, ages. It was supposed to come in last year multiple times and didn't happen for whatever reason. And now, as you said, it's going to be selected races. Basically, from how I have heard it said, of the double headers, which is basically every race now to the end of the season, one of them is going to have is going to be the Pit Boost race. So you might have the Saturday where we'll have what we would term a normal race from what we've seen for the last little while, and then have the Pit Boost on the Sunday, or vice versa, whichever. Attack mode hasn't worked. We can say that pretty much categorically, that what it, I think, was put in for has not produced what they expected. It is a go through this joke lap and get it out of the way as quickly as we can in most scenarios thing, because we get to halfway through the race and pretty much 75 to 80% of the field has done both of their attack mode runs in most races. So this is going to be an interesting thing that we might see. Teams might stick with that, get those done, and then use the second half of the race to do this. It's going to be interesting how teams will float it around. Full safety cars, virtual safety cars, code 60, full course yellow, whatever you want to call it, throughout the races. Jeddah is going to be, I think, particularly tight in a couple of weeks. We know how close the walls are from the Grand Prix there. It's a shortened circuit for Formula E with a couple of added-in chicanes, because it's Formula E and that's what they do whenever they go somewhere that's a permanent racetrack. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how all the talkers finally come to a head and we're going to see it. What's it going to look like, though, is going to be interesting, and will it actually improve a strategic part of the race? We'll wait to see. I mean, Josh, you're going to be calling these races live. You'll probably have more of an opinion on it than maybe I do.
We saw an example in preseason testing when they held the simulation race, and it was quite interesting to watch that happen, because it did have an advantage if you started 9th and 10th. It had a more strategic advantage. If you're mid-pack, it works. Antonio Felix Costa started that race in 9th, got through to lead the race, got a good gap, then came in to do his pit boost and came out in 3rd place, and ended up having so much power that him and Verline ended up 1-2 at the end of the simulation race, and they properly went for it as well. So it benefits if you're sort of in the mid-pack. I was calling that race on a timing screen and had little bits of footage provided to us from Jack Pickering from Formula E Zone. So I'm very much okay with it. Don't like how long it takes, but if it stops these Peloton-style races, then I'm all for it. It sort of already is with the 4-wheel drive and the Evo car. So I don't know. It feels like it's something that maybe we don't need, but I'm interested to try it, because I think the racing so far sort of fixed itself with the Evo car and the new 4-wheel drive for attack modes. It's getting a bit more interesting to watch. I think if four-wheel drive was activated like a Kerr's button was in Formula One, that might, or like a DRS zone, that might make it a bit more level. Because right now it's way overpowered, but it is making the racing more exciting because they're not having to worry about energy. So it's a bit of an up and down. But I'm looking forward to Jeddah actually, and didn't think it was that close. So
It's going to be interesting to see how they cover it on the visuals on the television, because two people standing next to a car while it doesn't look like it's doing anything is like, it's like standing there watching your phone being charged. It's not doing anything. Why am I standing here?
Let me give you a live example.
It's a bit like
Ready? There.
Oh, it's pit boost. He's in the pit boost. He's gone again.
Waiting. Yeah, out we go.
Yeah.
94%.
That was the lollipop job done. It's going to be a bit like Formula One 2005, where they weren't allowed to change tyres, but all the mechanics crowded around the car as if they were about to change tyres and then did nothing. Hello to McLaren, Nürburgring 2005. Yes.
Yeah, that was
the shivers.